Topic 7, Lesson 3, Estimating the Product of a Decimal and a Whole Number. Today you are going to use rounding and compatible numbers to estimate products of whole numbers and decimals. You will also identify estimates as overestimates or underestimates. Please turn to page 174 in your books and make sure you have your pencils and notebooks ready. Okay, so look at the part in your book that says another example, and it says, how can you estimate products of decimals that are less than 1? So we already know how to estimate products of whole numbers using rounding and compatible numbers, and we can use the same methods to estimate products with decimals. So in this example, it says Manuel found the total distance he walks to and from school is equal to 75 hundredths of a mile. If Manuel walks to and from school 184 days in 1 year, about how many total miles will he walk? Okay, well here using rounding, they rounded 184 to 200, okay? And then 75 hundredths, if you look at it as 75, like the whole number 75, I know that I could round that up to 80, okay? But with the you got to keep the decimal where it's at, so it would actually be 80 hundredths or 8 tenths, which would be the same thing. So when you multiply, you get 160. Okay, this little tip right here, very important, just like when we were multiplying in the previous lesson. Okay, using compatible numbers, same type of thing, but you're trying to find numbers that are compatible with one another. So 184, we could change it to 180 because that's close to 184. And then 75 hundredths, we could still round that one to 8 tenths, okay, which would give us 144. So if you know 18 times 8, that will help you. An important tip that you should know is that since compatible numbers are closer to the actual number than the rounded numbers, that estimate is closer to the actual product. So just keep that in mind when you are estimating. So here it just says Manuel will walk about 144 miles to and from school in 1 year. It just depends on where the original number is at. So in this case, 184 is obviously much closer to 180 versus 200. All right, so let's look at the bottom. All right, so look at numbers 1 through 6. It says, in 1 through 6, estimate each product using rounding or compatible numbers. So starting with number 1, it says 87 hundredths times 412. I noticed that 412 is close to 400. And 87 hundredths, if I think about it as 87, it's close to 90. But I know that 4 times 9 is 36. And there are 3 zeros, 1, 2, 3. So I can write those here. But the most important thing is to remember how many decimal places are in the factor is how many you need in the product. So I go 1, 2. So I know my answer is 360. So let's go on to number 3 and give that one a try. So we have 9 and 2 hundredths. So I could round that possibly to 900 or 9 and 0 hundredths times, and I could keep 80 as is because I know 9 times 8 is 72. Okay, and I got 1, 2, 3 zeros total, but there are 2 decimals in the factor, so I got to have 1, 2 in the product. Okay, so my answer is 720. Okay, let's practice one more. So number 5, it says 33 and 5 hundredths times 200. So 33 and 5 hundredths, I know if I round that would be it's really close to just the number, whole number 33. So I could put 33 and 0 hundredths. And I could multiply that. I could multiply that still by 200 because I don't need to change that one because 33 times 2, that's just doubling 33. Okay, pause right now, see what you get, and then come back on the video. Okay, you should have paused, and 33 times 2 would be what? 66. Okay, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, and then there are 2 in the factor, so there are 1, 2 in the product, so my answer is close to 6,600. Now, you could have changed 33 and rounded that to 30 if it was easier for you to do 30 times or 3 times 2, which is 6. So your estimate could be 6,000, but this might be closer to the actual product because I didn't really change a whole lot. I just basically took off the decimal. All right, so be listening for the rest of the problems that you need to do, and good luck. Just don't forget to put however many factors are in, or excuse me, decimal places are in the factor is how many you need to put in the product. Good luck.